Hey guys, Marsingin here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so today we are going to be looking at the new LR Golden Frieza that has just released on Global. Finally, after being lost in the shuffle for the longest time, should have come out as the Part 2 LR with the Resurrection of F Blues. Finally is out on Global. So I did manage to pull a copy of him. I put the summon video up earlier. Make sure you guys check that out. Managed to pull quite a few LRs. Got Golden Frieza without a huge amount of difficulty. I think it was like 4 multis after the discounts or something like that. I haven't had a lot of luck with the tickets recently, but it is what it is. So we one-turn this guy. Golden Frieza obviously has an intro animation.
Allow me to show you just how much more evolved I have become! I've made my new form gold, so it's clear who's sitting atop the pecking order.
Yeah, that's very cool.
And to simplify things even further, let's call this Golden Frieza, shall we?
Golden Frieza. So, Golden Frieza starts out with 90% damage reduction. He loses 10% damage reduction every turn. It will eventually get to the point where he's at 30% damage reduction, and that is the lowest it goes. So, 30% damage reduction, still pretty decent. He gets Ki 5 and attack and defense 100%. He gets an additional attack and defense 100% and launches an additional super when HP is 50% or more. So that is obviously very good, right? Because especially like early on for turn 1, getting that additional super is going to be very, very nice. Because his super attack effects, he raises attack and defense for 1 turn on his 18 key super, does Mega Colossal, and then he's getting the additional where he raises attack for 1 turn, does Colossal damage, lowers attack and defense. So the fact that he gets 5 key at the start of the turn is very nice. He gets 2 key and an extra 50% defense starting from the turn in which he performs the 5th attack. And he gets 2 key and 50% attack starting from the turn in which he receives the 5th attack. So, performs 5 attacks, he gets extra key and extra defense. Receives 5 attacks, he gets extra key and extra attack. And then he does also have an active skill. Can be activated when HP is 50% or less starting from the 3rd turn. So, turn 1, we're at 221k defense. That's with the support from Garlic Jr. Now, bear in mind, because he is freshly pulled, he doesn't have... actually, what am I talking about? He doesn't have big bad bosses anyway, which is, unfortunately, one of the drawbacks of the Golden Friezas from Resurrection of F. It's kind of weird that they don't have big bad bosses when you think about the fact that not only is he, like, the boss of the movie, but, like, he's competing with Blue Goku. Like, you think he'd be a big bad boss, but apparently not. So, 4.8 million on the first 18 key super, and then we get the additional, it's 3.2. So, interesting thing to note there as well, you can see the 18 key super is not a Ki Blast super attack, and the 12 key is. So, that will definitely be relevant for certain bosses, like this one that absorb Ki Blast super attacks. So that is definitely something to bear in mind, especially for some of the red zone bosses. But yeah, to be honest, considering the role of this Golden Frieza, I talked about it a little bit in the Summon or Skip video that I did the other day, but this Golden Frieza, for me anyway, when it comes to like my Wicked Bloodline team setup and everything, I will be using him essentially as a replacement for the AGL TUR Golden Frieza, because he is a very, very good tank, whilst actually being able to do like very, very good damage. And once we've been hit enough times, then obviously we are going to not only hit but performed enough attacks, right? We're going to have a very good setup in terms of stats, right? The extra defense, extra attack, 4 extra key. It means he's getting 9 key. Now, the one thing that will be a bit disappointing about him, now, AGL TUR Golden Frieza, everybody kind of knows at this point, his biggest drawback is when you start the turn below his HP restriction and he doesn't get the damage reduction. Basically makes him completely useless. Now, this Frieza obviously isn't going to suffer from that same predicament, even though he is gradually losing damage reduction as you go through. But the one thing that is very similar is obviously he gets that extra attack and defense 100% and launching an additional super when HP is 50% or more. So if you end up in a situation where it is lower than that, then obviously you're not going to be getting those extra stats. So that is obviously something that you have to keep an eye out for, right? Because that could certainly make a big difference, especially if you are a bit further into the event and his damage reduction is starting to get a little bit lower. So he's going to be able to take a bunch of extra hits here. That, of course, allows him to get the extra attack. We want him to get the extra defense more so than anything else, though. So he is going to get his two... Oh, no, we started the turn below the 50% HP. Okay. He must have got the heals from the links then. Because he did not get the guaranteed additional super. And that's going to be annoying as well for, like, getting his full build-up, right? Because you want him to attack 5 times to get that extra 50% defense, which is really going to help shore up his defensive capabilities once that damage reduction starts to wear off. So hopefully next turn we will be at the right HP threshold, and then we should be able to get that additional super, which will then be the 5th super attack. So I think we should be fine, right? Because this is turn 4 still, I think. So we should get a decent amount of healing from the end of the turn thanks to Metal Cooler. And then, yeah, we should be able to get to the next Golden Frieza turn above 50% HP. Now, obviously, the active skill is available if we're at 50% or less. And then, to be fair, his passive is 50% or more. So if you're at, like, exactly 50%, then you're going to be able to get the active skill condition and the extra attack and defense, which would obviously make the active skill hit harder. So if you can ever get, it's not something you can really do on purpose, but if you can ever get into that sweet spot at the start of the turn where you're on exactly 50% HP, then he's getting the extra attack and you can do the active skill that turn. So it'll be interesting to see how much damage that would actually do. But the one thing, of course, this team, very, very powerful. I mean, look at this Cooler with all this support. 15 million attack stat for him. So one thing that I think might be the case until we're going into the much harder content is we might not actually see this Golden Frieza's active skill, maybe even in this video. So we've got the full passive active this turn. So yeah, we're at 195k at the start of the turn. So bear in mind, after his super attack, he's already going up to over 250. And then, of course, we get the buff from Janemba here as well. So, oh, look at that. Managed to get the 4 type orbs and the 2 rainbow orbs. Let's go. All right, so 5.38. I think he's been attacked 5 times now, right? So that's him with the extra attack buff. So basically 5.5 million, give or take, is his peak here with support, with his full passive active. And then this is the turn now that he's performed the 5th super attack. So now he's going to get that extra defense as well. Now, one really good thing about Golden Frieza, whilst he is missing out on big bad bosses, Golden Frieza is on transformation boost. So obviously not only does that mean he gets the 200% lead from the LR Final Form Cooler, but it means he does get the support from STR Cooler as well. So I had to sort out the rotations. Once we get the physical Metal Cooler on rotation with the other Cooler, which should now be on the next turn, I'll be able to float off the STR Cooler, as long as I didn't do that already. Or did I float off Metal Cooler on the turn previously? No. So there we go. I can float off Final Form Cooler here. This is not the best turn for Metal Cooler in slot 1, though. We've got 400k defense, although does he live a super attack? I'm not sure. Look at this. All of the links active as well. How much damage is this going to do? I'm just going to do it. I do love LR Final Form Cooler's active skill, so I'm just going to do it. If this crits, this will do a ridiculous amount of damage. He's got all of his links active here. Okay, no crit, but 9 million damage. Okay. So 5.7, if we put you there, 5.3. I mean, that's still higher than Metal Cooler, and we have type advantage. I'm just a bit worried about Metal Cooler getting super attacked in slot 1, so I'll go ahead and do this. We'll save all of that tech key for Golden Frieza. Alright, there's a level 3 dodge. We take those. Alright, so I'm gonna unless he super attacks later in the turn, I'm gonna act like the action break from the Supernova got rid of his super attack. Because that was, it's always nice when that does happen. So, and then getting these additionals at 9 mil. And I think this cooler's not fully built up because he gets an additional super attack guaranteed as the follow-up attack to his first super, right? When he's fully built up. I don't think he can get an additional normal. Yeah, Cooler just going off. I love Cooler. Still very, very good. This is why I wanted Golden FRIEZA so much. I just love this team. Like, the Wicked Bloodline team's so good. Alright, so we're going to get supered, but we supered so many times, yeah, that we take double-digit damage. That's what we like to see from our boy, Final Form Cooler. And his defense could have been even higher, because as we saw, by moving him away from the STR Cooler, he lost a pretty significant amount of his defense. It was like 400k or something, right? So, yeah, his defense was definitely very, very high after all of those supers. And then here we go against... We got 40% support from Garlic Jr. Oh, you're locked in slot 3. That's annoying. Did I bring items? Oh, damn. Don't have a Senzu Bean. Well, I guess if we do... So we're not going to get to see the active skill. Let's skip the active and do this. Because then at least that stops... Oh, wow. I was going to say, that stops you from getting hit in slot 1. And then if we do this, as long as we don't get supered, we should be okay, right? Because I wanted to see him at least with the some of these links active. So he's at 332k defense at the start of the turn. Now, bear in mind, now that we're on like turn 8, so he came in for the first time on turn 2. So 6 turns have passed since then. So he only has, what, 40% damage reduction left now? Which, I mean, is more than enough to tank, like, all normal attacks for double digits. Alright, well, at least he didn't super attack. 8.8? Okay, well, yeah, so fully built up at 55%. 8.8 million attack stat. And then we get the additional, because our HP was at 50% at the start of the turn, so that's 5.5. I really want him to super now. Please super Golden FRIEZA. Come on, do it. So, of course, the normal attacks we take double digits. But, I mean, that's pretty impressive for Golden FRIEZA. 8.8 million whilst essentially being able to tank. Like, remember, 300-odd-k defense before he supered. He is raising his defense on super attack by 30%, right? So that's about 100k. So post-super, he's just over 400k defense, but still with, on this turn, 40% damage reduction. So a super attack that would do like 1 million damage, taking out his 400k defense is like 600k, and then minus like the 40%, it's like, what, 350k? Which, for a unit that's doing 8.8 million and then a guaranteed 5 million like follow-up, to be able to take like 300k from a 1 million damage super attack, I think is pretty good. And remember, for short form content like Super Battle Road, where it's, or Easy A's, where it's going to last like 3 or 4 turns maximum, this guy's never going to dip below like 70% damage reduction. So he is going to be tanking hits left and right. And remember, to get his attack buff, you only need him to receive attacks. So if we go into like Red Zone Broly, for example, it'd be very, very easy for him to be taking 5 attacks on the first turn. And then not only is he going to have solid damage reduction still on his next appearance, but he's going to be getting that extra 50% attack. So, yeah, overall, I have to say I am very, very happy with Golden FRIEZA, especially at 55%. I think that's pretty good. And remember, it's also, I mean, a couple of them have gone up to 2, but that's him at level 1 links as well. So once we've got these maxed out to level 10, even at 55%, it means all of those numbers are going to be a little bit higher. So definitely very impressed with him. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments section. I think he looks good. Art is good. The animations are good. Intro animation good. So yeah, I'm pretty happy overall. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Hopefully we'll be able to get his active skill in the difficult content as well. So Have a good one.